Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hollow Classic Remastered. This time we're taking a look at the 1998 TVR Chimaera 4.5 litre. This is the second Chimaera to take on the course. We had the 4 litre, which did quite well. So let's see how the mid-range 4.5 does. There's the 4 litre, and the 4.5, and the big 5.0. And all of them go up in increments of power, because of course when I drove the Chimaera around here last time, what I really thought it could do with is more power. Front engined, rear wheel drive, 484 horsepower, 975 kilos. That is a pretty decent power to weight ratio. This should be chaotic. But we will find out. This car is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Mitsubishi GCO LM Edition, which set a time of 27.223. The Chimaera is obviously not likely to beat that. Now, I did mention that the previous Chimaera that went around here did surprisingly well, and indeed it did. It set a 30.303, which puts it in sort of the top third of the leaderboard. So this has the potential to be mighty quick. And to prove that wasn't a fluke, we also had a 4.2 litre Cerbera go round, and that set a 30.284, so it was a little bit quicker. So in theory, this will have the minerals to go even quicker than that. The question is, will it? And I'm looking at the wheel spin. This is going to be a tricky car to get time out of, because that second gear floor it done. 30.071. Okay, first lap did it. Cool. To be fair, that first lap was phenomenally quick. This is definitely going to be one of those cars where the more I try and take my time with it and finesse it around the course, the worse it's gonna. Or yeah, the more I take my time and finesse it, the better it will do. But obviously you've got to be mindful to not be too slow. But also the more time you try and push out of this car is where you're going to get the problems. It does stop wheel spin eventually. Interestingly enough, even with the wheel spin, this, in terms of like top speed throughout the lap, you can actually see it's only 4 kilometers an hour slower than that GTO. And in fairness, in terms of power to weight ratio, it probably is about the same as that GTO, if not better. So, interesting little side note there. This is a very quick car. It's just getting the power down in it is a problem, and slamming into a wall like that is also a problem, and losing the rear end is a bigger problem. Cool. I mean, it's set out and done its mission. It's beaten the 4.0 litre, so that's good. God, this is a hard car to drive. Around like a proper normal track, I would assume this is probably like phenomenally fast. I feel like this car gets slept on a little bit, the Chimaera. Obviously, for the most part in the game, you're going to be more gunning towards the Cerbera, and if you're 100% in the game, there's a chance you might even skip over TVR entirely, unless you're going to drive the Tuscan for the Tuscan Challenge or whatever it's called in the TVR dealership. But just a little bit too much rear end slip through some of these corners. That was a phenomenal first lap though, to be fair. Taming the beast. There's definitely some time to make up in it, but yeah, I mean, you can see from the lap times this is a difficult car to drive. If this one's difficult, I dread to think what the 5 litre is going to be like to drive. That is going to be an experience onto itself. But yeah, perhaps could have gone quicker, perhaps could have gone under 30, but I will leave with my life and I'll be happy with that. Yeah, it's like I say, on the straights, that is a quick car, no doubt about it. It's just, you can see Sector 2 is where it loses all its time because it's too busy spinning its wheels and can't get over that sort of bumpy midsection. A 30.071 places this into 90th place. Interestingly, it's only slightly slower than the as mad HKS R33 Drag GTR. As I mentioned, about 0.2 and a bit up on the Chimaera 4 litre, which is good. That's progress in the right direction. Slightly quicker than sleeker GT4 RC, quicker than Spoon Integra Type R, 406 Coupe, 156 Twin Spark. Lose out slightly to stuff like the RX-7 Type RB, which actually makes more power than this, interestingly enough, and is a lot more controllable, and yet that car is only slightly quicker than this one. So, somewhat interesting to know. I mean, the other crazy car up here, Dodge Viper GTS, maybe we'll see one of the Cerberas or a Chimaera beat that Viper GTS. That would be interesting to see. But anyways, that is it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different and hopefully less mad. Until then, farewell.
My hopes and dreams are going. I'll only you got up in a war that you are not part of. Eyes on the slit